Hey everyone, it's Chinbeard, and even though it's cold enough out that you can see my breath, I'm still shooting videos in my stairwell. I am hot off of New York Comic Con a couple weeks ago and Geek Girl Con last weekend here in Seattle, and I had just an amazing time at both of them, especially since I got to see many of my friends at either of them that I don't get to see very often during the year. While I did have an exceptional time, something I wanted to talk about is this thing that pops up at conventions every so often that is kind of disturbing in the cosplay world. Sometimes you'll hear about people at conventions who will go to interview cosplayers, which is pretty common, but then they'll take a weird turn in the interview and get super inappropriate and be really creepy and try and be funny, but it turns out to be kind of exploitive. And that exact thing happened at New York Comic Con this year, which is a huge bummer. There are a couple of articles about the incidents, and I'll post links down below to those if you want to go check them out. But the gist of it is, these guys interviewed cosplayers, asked them inappropriate questions, made them feel really, really uncomfortable. They were lying about who they were, and it took a while, but they eventually got banned from New York Comic Con, which is good because we don't need those people in our world. Now, unfortunately, this makes people who cosplay really wary about doing interviews at conventions. Now, most of the time, in my experience, interviews at conventions go fantastic. In fact, at Geek Girl Con, I was interviewed by Invader Boom, and you can see that video here. It was an altogether fantastic experience, talking about cosplay, our world, and our craftsmanship. But what if the interview goes horribly wrong? What should you do in that case? The best thing we can do is make sure they don't get footage of us as cosplayers, making us look uncomfortable. So avoiding doing those interviews is the best line of defense. So how do you do that? How do you keep from getting stuck in that situation? First of all, you should cosplay with friends. You should do that anyway because it's super fun, but also having a team with you to sort of back you up is always really helpful. Usually if someone's trying to be creepy, they will single out individuals who don't have that support structure to keep them from being taken advantage of. That can also give you a super good exit strategy if an interview seems okay but starts to take a bad turn. You can have your buddy go, hey, we have that panel we gotta get to. Sorry guys, we gotta run. We're gonna miss this panel. Also, and this is important no matter what, if you think it might go badly or not, get the information of your interviewer before you start the interview. Get a business card or a picture of their logo on a shirt or hat or whatever. Get their Twitter handle, or at the very least get a picture of them, or even better, with them. You can say, hey, let's get a picture together, and then I can tweet it out and let everyone know that I'm doing an interview with you guys. That way you can get their Twitter handle, you can find them later if you want to watch the interview, but also if things go poorly, then you've got a picture of them and where they were, where you were, and when the interview took place. Also, before the cameras start rolling, ask your interviewer what the format of the interview will be. That way, if they have some sort of shtick that they want to do, or a gag, or if they're going to play a character or have a bit, that they can let you know before it starts. A lot of times people have a goofy thing that they like to do for their internet videos, and not knowing what that is beforehand can get super awkward. Also, if they tell you what their bit is going to be and you don't feel comfortable going along with it, you can say, you know what, that doesn't sound like something I'd be into, and decline the interview even before it starts. Let's say the interview starts off and sounds just super normal, like they want to ask you questions about your costume, and you get going, but it kind of takes a turn for the worse, and they start asking inappropriate questions or things that are overly sexual that make you feel weird. What do you do then? Well, first of all, you have the power. You are the one who is getting interviewed, and you can end it at any time. You might come across like a little bit of a jerk, but that's fine in the grand scheme of things. Just tell them, hey, I'm not comfortable with that question, and say, you know what, I don't really feel like finishing this interview, and then leave. Don't let yourself get pressured into staying because they make you feel uncomfortable. Now, sometimes they may have the interview going normally with a bunch of legitimate questions and may slip something in there that's kind of a little inappropriate or off color. Just don't answer those questions. Just say that. Say, no, I don't feel comfortable answering that question. Remember that after the fact, they can edit the video together whatever way they like, and they may just string together those inappropriate parts and make it look really weird later on. And also, if you know that someone's being creepy, don't volunteer to be interviewed by them because you think you're gonna get them or show them. Remember, again, they can edit the footage together however they like, and once they've got the footage, they have all the power. By declining to do the interview, you are keeping the power in your own hands. They thrive off of the uncomfortableness of that kind of video footage, and you really don't want to give them that kind of satisfaction. So what happens if you do end up in this creeper interview? You've ended it, you say, no, I'm out, you leave them. What do you do then? Well, first thing you do is go to convention security, tell them right away. If you have pictures or a business card or whatever, give all that information to the convention security, and they should do their job. The other thing you want to do is tell the rest of your friends and say, hey guys, I did this interview with these guys. They were super creepy, so if you see them, don't talk to them. Once again, there's links down below that deal with some of these specific incidents that happened at New York Comic Con and a couple of others, as well as links to some other videos that have kind of more specifics dealing with these kind of situations. I highly recommend you go check them out. Now, do you have ideas that are effective and simple and legal to help out with this kind of problem? I want to hear about it, so please share those with me in the comments below and we can have a discussion about this. If you want to chat about it on Twitter, check me out at Chinbeard or on my Facebook page at facebook.com/punishedprops. Remember guys, to defeat the creepers, we need to not give them any ammunition. Refuse to do the interviews. Keep the power in your own hands.